Lee, we've gone fully AI on today's thumbnail. You're looking sharp, peering into your crystal ball as we start to contemplate what might happen after the election. How you doing today, Lee? You're looking great.
I'm good, Jason. And by the way, I would wear that. You know that, right?
That's why I mean, listen, I worked on this hard to try to make this really nice and to also to look like you and be something suitable. I'm loving the capabilities with artificial intelligence. You were really early on that. And I'll tell you something, Lee. This is interesting.
October 28th for act ending in 7,000.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's artificial intelligence chiming in even as we speak. This is super interesting, Lee, because I think a lot of people saw that I had been working with generative AI art. You kind of put me onto that. I don't know if I knew about too many of those tools before you started talking about it. But what I learned from dealing with ChatGPT and making like a cartoon of myself and some various other people is that there's certain, I don't know, subtleties to the way that AI works and also the way that it fails. And things that I figured out from doing the cartooning are actually helping me now when I try to use AI to create legal briefs. It's kind of interesting. I've gained some insight into how it thinks.
Yeah. By the way, we talk about the picture. You see me dressed like steampunk. I don't have my hat handy, but you see my steampunk look, right?
Yeah.
My steampunk look I got because I generated a picture of me in AI.
Ooh,
Fun.
nice.
I'm serious. And so I saw the picture and I went, wait, I like that look. Not everything, not every
Yeah.
day,
No.
right? But if you're
Go
going
to
to
a
go out
party or something. You're right.
a party or even on a date or something, I mean, if you want to look nice, but not normal,
Right.
so to say. So,
Kind
like
of peacocking.
that's not a t-shirt. I don't mind
Right.
t-shirts,
Yeah.
but I want something formal. I saw the look and I said, wait, I could do that. So I bought vests. So I bought clothes to match the look. So, all that's going on there is, a colored thing. I think maybe a vest or a cummerbund, a tie. So it's kind of basically, but also like the beer styling. It's
Yep.
just a look. And so people can use AI to figure out real things, is my point.
Absolutely. It's a very good
Yeah.
point, Lee, because you know what this is a little bit cheating perhaps, but after Charles Ortel and I have done so many shows with movie parody themes, it's become a challenge to think of new movie parodies. And so now what I've been doing is asking AI, what are the top news stories this week? And then the most interesting story, I say, well, can you think of any movie parody titles for this? And it doesn't always give me the title that I use. But as you're describing, it sets you on a way of thinking that you might not have gotten to without it. So it's an astounding research tool. It's also being used by people to do all kinds of strange things. I don't know if you and I got a chance to discuss this, Lee, but there was an image. I'm glad we're talking about this, actually. We're going to get into beyond the election pretty soon. But there was an image that was going around maybe 2 weeks ago of this little girl with a dog. Did you see that? It was an AI image. Let me see if I can get to it. Or at least it was a manipulated image. That was clear. But people were saying, "Oh, this is AI." And I don't like it when people say that, particularly when they're not experts and they're not correct, because I don't disagree that the thing showed certain signs of potentially being photo manipulated, but that doesn't necessarily make it AI. And it was weirdly because it felt to me like there were social engineers insisting that it was AI. And I think they were trying to really mess with people's ability to even discern what is real.
Yeah.
See if I can find this image here. So I want you to take a look at it. Did you see this at all? It was of a little girl in a boat during the hurricane, and she was holding a dog. And it was a while ago. It's so difficult to sometimes find things. I know Twitter advanced search, but sometimes it's just not that easy. Anyway.
Yeah. I didn't see it. But yeah, I understand the concept though.
I want you to see it because I've built it up so much here. We got to show it. Uh,
And you know what, the tricky thing, the most bullshit I've seen lately about pictures is not an AI picture or a fake picture. It's a picture from it's a real picture. Like, let's say I showed a picture on X of, look at North Carolina, okay? It was a real looking picture,
right.
right? It was totally real, and it was real, but it wasn't North Carolina. It was like
Exactly.
Brazil 4 years ago.
And they do that too, but this is the image. So this thing showed up,
Okay.
and there are elements of it that are perhaps strange, but some of the things that I noticed, so back here in the bokeh, the out of focus region, this is typically where AI will make a lot of mistakes, but this looks pretty normal to me. It looks like a normal number of arms, looks like the proper way that it would go out of focus. And a bunch of people using fake names came in here and started saying all kinds of stuff about this. Somebody, no one could find the original artist who created it, whether it was AI or a photograph. I suspect it's a combination of things. Someone pointed to this white area saying, oh, this proves it's AI. Well, actually, no. This leans more in favor of the fact that it's a real photo that somebody composited, because
Yes.
this is just an error right here. And for some reason, just the expression on this little girl's face, it's just this subtle realism. It looks beyond AI to me right here. And again, I think that somebody was using this to try to just play with people's ability to even know what's real.
Yeah. And again, there's so many ways, like when I was talking about a temporal lie or it didn't happen when they say it did, but it happened like 8 years earlier, or it didn't happen where they say it is, but it happened in another country.
Yeah.
There's a
Sort
lot
of
of
like
ways.
four-dimensional lying.
Yeah. And if people, if one thing about the AI, because again, my view is AI is a tool, like a gun. Okay. If you use a gun to defend your family, is that bad? Of course not. But if you use a gun to rob a bank, is that bad? Sure. And same thing. If you use AI to deliberately mess with people, to deliberately deceive people, you see?
Yeah.
But uh, uh, but like the picture you did of me, was your intent to deceive people? No.
No.
But if we want, look, before AI, these tools, what you might have done was, do you know, is Dave LaChapelle?
Yeah. How do I know that guy?
Not Dave Chappelle, Dave
Yeah.
LaChapelle.
I do know that
He's
person.
He's a fantastic photographer, and
Yeah.
he does very constructed, but he would go and hire people to build sets,
Right.
and hire makeup artists, and he'd hire 10 people to do a picture of Pam Anderson or something like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and he's really very talented photographer, but I can't do that because I don't have that money, right?
Right.
No, I'm serious. You could have done a picture of me, just hire a few makeup people, get the clothes, right? I mean,
Right.
you could
Yeah. Could have done it. Right. Get you on a set somewhere. That is the way this would have been done not that long ago.
right. It's not impossible because as we know in visual effects, nothing is impossible right now.
But you would have paid somebody $500 to be there doing your hair, $500 to be there, or 200, 300, something like that. Electricians, people with the lights, the grips, the rent, the cyclorama. I mean, this could be a $10,000 photo if you wanted it to.
That's right. Absolutely. And again, people like LaChapelle and the really good photographers, a lot of them, if they need to do a portrait of, let's say, RFK Jr., okay, they could stand in a field or stand up against a wall. But that's boring, right? But if you have like let's use Elon Musk. Elon Musk dressed as George Washington would be an interesting photo, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the big magazines often would do stuff like that, but it was out of the reach of people like you and I, because they cost a lot of money. Now we can, if you can think of it, you can do it. So
It's
I
true.
love these AI tools, but again, no substitute. Because here's the thing, AI is good at brainstorming, but it very seldom produces a result just right out of the box.
I
If
agree
you
with you.
said, you know what I'm saying?
I agree. You got to know how it works and be able to work it to get I mean, look, anybody can give it a prompt and get something, but to actually make it do what you want, you and I are on the same page with that. You brought up Elon Musk, and we actually have a lot to discuss about him. He's been taking on an incredible role. He's become like Monty Hall, giving away $1 million a day. It's pretty amazing. And then now Josh Shapiro said they're going to look into maybe it's illegal to give $1 million. I'm sure Elon Musk must have looked at that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
They're just giving him hell, right?
And so obviously, but they're looking at Elon, but like I know for a fact, in the like 2 cycles ago, because I wrote about it at Breitbart, Mark Zuckerberg gave like 10 million for immigration reform. Okay, now I think for candidates too, you know, there's ways around this stuff. That's why election laws are a joke as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the laws seem to be, they just enforce them on people they don't like and let whoever they want go. Undocumented. Zuckerberg donates $5 million for undocumented immigrants. We don't really know what that all really means. But so anyway, you want to be looking past this election. I mean, the election's not even here yet. There's still, it feels like there's, before we get to looking into the crystal ball past the election, there's a lot of stuff about the election that we want to talk about. Now, Elon Musk, separate from giving away the $1 million and doing the town halls and everything, he's being sued for his We Robot event. But let me ask you this. Did you see any of these Elon Musk town halls? What do you think about that? Have we ever seen any billionaire kind of guy like this do something like this before?
We have, but not for Republicans like this. Not in a
Really?
while.
What have they done? Who did that for Democrats?
I've seen, you know, people out there something. Elon Musk is interesting because he's in a way, unlike even Zuckerberg, who's kind of a famous person. Elon Musk is almost a celebrity. You see what I'm saying? He's half celebrity.
Definitely.
And half-
I say full celebrity. He is A-list celebrity. He could walk into any club, any party, any Oscar thing. He's basically a celebrity.
But did you know it's like that? I want to research this more because before my time and before your time, Howard Hughes. Everything I've heard about Howard Hughes, is it right? I mean,
Absolutely. And half of Vegas is named after him. Did you know that? When you go to the industrial park and all the airplane stuff, it's all Howard Hughes.
Yeah. So he's a throwback to that era, I think, where that was common, where billionaires were celebrities. And a guy like Hughes, you know, who he dated and stuff was in the news. So, yeah.
A lot of people think that Stan Lee based Tony Stark and Iron Man on Howard Hughes. I don't know. Do you know anything about that? I don't think that's correct, actually. I think it was based on, what was his name? Jack Parsons.
Well, I don't see the Jack Parsons thing too much, but maybe.
Really? Oh, come on. He looks just like Tony Stark, and he was a rocket designer who blew up and was hanging out doing sex magic with, what's his name from Scientology?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, he was like wife swapping with L. Ron Hubbard, sort of like George and his brother. It's pretty weird.
Let me say, I think he went beyond swapping. He stole L. Ron Hubbard's wife, basically.
Yeah. Oh, I thought L. Ron Hubbard stole his wife.
Oh yeah. six one, half dozen the other.
Yeah, but then he blew up. This guy lost his wife and then blew up. It's a bad week. I think it might have been some time in between the two things, but we're far afield here. Point is, Elon Musk, I agree with you, he's an interesting guy. It's hard to look at all these rallies that he's doing and then presume that he is, I mean, he's either the best actor we've ever seen or he's sincere about these things. He's got like 11 kids. It makes sense that he wants the country to be good, right?
Well, I think, I'm not being facetious, but what does sincere mean? For instance, is J.D. Vance sincere? I think he is. Now, at one point, he called Trump, a new Hitler, right?
Well,
I think
did he say that?
sincere.
Did he say Hitler? I heard he said he's
yeah.
bad for the country. But he didn't like him. He made negative comments
He
for sure.
compared him to Hitler, yeah.
Crazy.
Like to a friend. But I think that was sincere. I think later he looked into it and said, well, I don't think that anymore. So two contradictory positions, but I can think they can both be sincere because people change, right?
Yeah.
So I think Elon's sincere in the moment. That makes sense. I think right now he's sincere. Now, what's he going to think in 5 years? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sort of addressing, there's a lot of people who come into the comments and they make statements as if they have some, definitive facts about Elon Musk that they absolutely know. And they say like, oh, Elon Musk did X, Y, and Z. We've heard all the obviously fake stories about owning a ruby mine or whatever. But I mean, the point is, there's a lot of things about Elon Musk that are contradictory. Like he said in one of these town halls that he has a security clearance. I mean, that's obvious, but at the same time, I mean, it's also obvious that the Department of Defense and the CIA, he's got a relationship there. They're not allowing you to just launch rocket ships and encircle the globe and satellites without knowing like exactly what the hell you're all about and doing. So he's obviously, Carmine Sabia is watching us right now and he says hello, Lee.
Hey, Carmine.
We should get him back on the show.
Yeah, love Carmine.
Good to see you there, Carmine. People follow Carmine on X, Carmine Sabia. Also, don't forget to follow Lee on X. We've got so much to talk about, Lee, so I'm glad that people will stay with us. Just one quick second, I'm going to promote you. People are going to stay with us after this broadcast. Just about 10 minutes. We'll head over to patreon.com/Stranahan and also on Odyssey and Substack. This is a great AI image of McDonald's. We got to talk about that too, Lee. What did you want to ask?
So the thing I've been thinking, look, as far as I'm concerned, the election's over. I mean,
Trump.
To me, it's 2 weeks left. I can't see too much that I think would affect things. To me, the people who are on the fence last minute, they're going to break either for Kamala or for Trump, but I don't know who. But I think the most consequential thing happened politically in the last week. What do you think it was? I think the McDonald's thing
I agree. I thought that was absolutely genius of Trump because it, just from a visual standpoint, it puts him into a kind of a frame where somebody who does work a regular job like that is like, look at that. Here, by contrast, we saw years ago, H.W. Bush went into a supermarket and had no idea what the price scanner was. So he's so disconnected from the public and from what people need to do. Here's Donald Trump, at least putting him in your shoes. If you're the fry cook or the person working at the Starbucks or the whatever, it's like, hey, this is a guy who's coming over and sitting down next to me and saying, hey, I get you. It was so powerful on that level. And the stupidest thing to me, Lee, was all these people who were saying like, oh, this is a stunt. It's like, what are you talking about? Obviously, Donald Trump doesn't work at McDonald's. Everybody knows that. Right. This is a political, he's campaigning and he's just doing a thing. And it's like, Kamala Harris did a sketch with Saturday Night Live. Do people think she's on Saturday Night Live or that was just a political thing?
And also, look, if I was in Trump's security detail, he said, hold on, we're driving down the street, stop right here. I'm going to go to this McDonald's and work it there.
It just
I
would
would
never
say-
happen. You can't do
I
it.
would
Right.
say-
Every person
Wait,
in the building has to be
You're going to work
checked.
in McDonald's. It's just a working open McDonald's.
Right. He's going to get
Sorry.
robbed at any minute. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it was
But people are
obviously,
saying, like, they cleared out the McDonald's.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. But I do think the guy teaching him how to use the French fry machine probably works at McDonald's and was there to,
Right.
and the people coming to the McDonald's probably live in that neighborhood and eat at McDonald's. I mean, that seemed like sincere. They didn't seem like actors. There was like an Indian guy who was like, oh my God, I'm so humbled to meet you, Mr. President, and ordinary people and this and that, and a woman from Brazil.
And they probably, if they picked people, they probably didn't pick them from people at an anti-Trump rally.
Right,
You know,
right. Obviously,
yeah.
this was a campaign event, but it was a brilliant masterstroke. And also, by the way, this is the other thing. The concept of, oh, McDonald's has no records of Kamala Harris working there. It's like, well, wait a minute. I mean, if you went back to the 60-minute photo place in 1988, I mean, I'm sure I have no records of where I was working in 1988 and 1989, and they don't either. But it's really not even the point of it. It's just showing that Kamala Harris is a fake loser and Donald Trump is somebody who wants to make it so that even if you're working at McDonald's, you should be able to earn enough money to do what people working at McDonald's used to be able to do and be happy about it. That was the other thing, is that he was being nice to people, and like it made me want to go to McDonald's, and I hate McDonald's.
yeah. A friend of mine bought a McDonald's burger last night, so I said, the smart move.
I think
Smart
McDonald's
move.
has to be loving it.
Rib.
Yeah. Somebody else said that Kamala Harris, I think it was McDonald's. Kamala Harris, McDonald's offered her the same. They figured, hey, more free advertising, and she didn't
Right.
even respond.
Right. Because imagine Kamala working at McDonald's. Should be not good, you know.
I mean, as a teenager, who knows? I mean, that's the funniest
No,
thing about it.
now. I mean,
Right.
right now.
Oh, yeah, no, she'd be terrible at it. But the funniest thing about it is, look at this. He's made it the biggest news. And the thing is, Trump looks like a hero and she looks like a liar. That's what this is about. This is political genius, in my view.
So let me say this, because we're almost at the break, right?
Yeah.
Let me get the question out, okay? And it'll be a cliffhanger.
Mm.
But I really want you to think about this. And as Carmine showed up there, think about it. I'd like to hear what, or anybody. So elections almost are here. Now, if Trump loses, okay, who's in charge of the GOP? Who's the lead Republican? And if Kamala loses, who's in charge of the Democrats?
That's a good question.
Now, I really mean it. I can't think of anybody. There's no one right now who clearly, if Trump loses, would be the head of the party. Like, it wouldn't be Vance because he was on the losing team, right?
It's true.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't be him.
Couldn't be Vivek Ramaswamy or anybody like that either, because they're all Trump brand.
And also because just Vivek, I can't picture.
He's not
Him
leader
being
yet.
that
He would have to be something in the like he's just a good marketing guy right now until he actually does a government thing. Well, this is a good question to contemplate, Lee, and we will.
But if Kamala loses, I can't think of anybody.
I
and,
agree.
And by the way, one other thought we can talk about after the break. Don't forget that we're going to lose one Senate seat if Trump wins.
Because Vance will leave.
J.D. Vance is. Think about it.
Yeah.
He's going to be VP. So the special election for the Ohio Senate seat goes up for grabs. Now, I'm not saying the Democrats are going to win that. I'm saying we lose one seat as soon as Trump wins because of Vance. And
yeah. I think Carmine just hit on the person who it would be, but I won't say until we get to the other side. People can join us. Sponsor Lee on
he said Carmine,
Patreon.
didn't he?
What's that?
He said Carmine, didn't he?
Carmine did not say that Carmine would be the leader of the Democrat Party, but he does have good guesses there.
No.
People can be able to join us on patreon.com/Stranahan and also on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Stay with us for that answer. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.